When the Women's Under-20 World Cup kicks off in a few days, there will be a Louisiana presence in Colombia. Lafayette's Rebecca Vega will be representing Venezuela.
Yeah, super excited, and I have a feeling that we're gonna be good, you know. Especially with the results we got against like really strong teams like Brazil, like especially losing to them 2-1. Like we have a strong team, we have a good squad.
Right.
We just have to have that mindset that we're gonna make it far.
I mean, I'm really proud. It's something unbelievable. Since she was, I guess, 4 years old, she always dreamed to represent her country. And actually, again, he has a picture when she was very little with the Venezuelan jersey saying, hey, I want to play for my country.
Vega is part of a history-making team that made it out of CONMEBOL qualifying and into the World Cup for just the second time ever.
It was definitely a dream come true. Like, thank God, because I never expected myself. Like, if you were to ask me a year ago, like, hey, would you expect to make the World Cup? I'd be like, what? I don't know, because especially Venezuela hasn't made it.
Right. Like,
the second time in history we ever make it, sub-20. I'm just really grateful, and I had a lot of faith, like, once they called me that, like, hey, like, God has a good plan, like, it's gonna go good. And so, like, that faith kind of stayed with me throughout the whole process.
What do you think your emotions are going to be when you see her lining up and the anthem is playing before the World Cup? What's going to be going through your mind, do you think?
Man, it's always, again, remembering her when she was little, but again, you have the sensation is kind of very difficult to describe, and as a father, is always willing to see her, and it's something difficult to explain, but it's difficult even to hold it in your heart whenever it's happening, right?
The tournament takes place in Colombia, but Vega won't be awestruck about visiting a new country. In her young life, she has lived all over the world.
So I was first born in Venezuela. I lived there for 3 years and then moved to Mexico for 4 years. Then from Mexico we moved to Houston for like a year and a half, and to Australia for about 4 years, 3 years and a half, Perth, and then Qatar for 4 years, and then here, Lafayette. And now I'm in Hattiesburg.
I guess, what was your favorite place to live? I mean, obviously Venezuela you don't really remember, but you've gone back and been there.
Yeah, definitely Australia.
Yeah.
The beach was like 10 minutes away from my house, so it was perfect.
After she lived in Qatar, her family settled in Lafayette, where she played at Ascension High School and with Louisiana Crew Rush.
It was a change for me because I came from a school where it was like a lot of people, and in Qatar I went to an American school, so that the curriculum wasn't too different. It was just moving from like a big school to a little school where you don't know anyone, and like everyone in Ascension kind of grew up together. But then I also joined club soccer, which helped me make like friends outside of Ascension, and it was also great because I wanted to continue playing, and it was good, all the traveling and stuff I got to, yeah.
The Lafayette area is one of the many stops in Vega's personal and soccer journey, but it's also one of the most important stops in her soccer development.
The coaches definitely were, I'd say, different than in Qatar and helped me become a better player. It was different, like moving from Qatar didn't have like as high of a level as soccer, I would say, than they have over here, obviously. But after like getting used to how they play and everything, I think I definitely grew a lot playing with them.
We had her for two and a half years with the club before she went to Southern Miss, and you know, she was always one of those players that did a lot of extra stuff, couldn't get enough, and really has exploded in the last like 2 years. And so it's exciting that she's on the Venezuelan U20 national team right now and playing minutes there. So it's awesome that we get to be a part of that as well.
From Lafayette, she has gone to Hattiesburg, where she is entering her second year at Southern Miss. In her freshman campaign, she appeared in 13 games with 5 starts, netting her first career goal at the beginning of the season against LSU.
I definitely liked the environment and stuff when I visited. It was, I think, one of my best offers, and I really liked the coach, and just the overall environment, I felt like good being there and when I visited, and I was like excited to play for them.
And when she comes back to Hattiesburg after the World Cup, she will be an even more well-rounded player for the Golden Eagles.
I think I definitely learned a lot from playing there. You know, like a whole new position. I got coached differently, and like I think I learned a lot of skills that I could now use for both positions and made myself like a more, what's a word, like?
Rounded.
Yeah, a rounded player.
But for this summer, it is all about representing Venezuela, a place she left when she was very young, but has always been the foundation of her life.
My mom definitely always cooked Venezuelan food, so I know a lot about the food. They always play Venezuelan music, so like my dad taught me how to dance and everything. So like I grew up in that environment, and we'd visit often as well. Like I'd always see my family, so.
And now she is in the Under-20 World Cup in Colombia before heading back to school. Eventually, she would like to play pro, where this well-traveled star knows one thing for sure.
I definitely am at a point where I just want to stay somewhere now that I'm older.
Yeah.
And like I'm trying to like build my life, you know. I want to settle down somewhere.
For now, though, she keeps adding to her passport while adding memories that will last a lifetime. In Lafayette, I'm Paul Boron.